Hey crafters, welcome back to my channel Because I'm Crafty. Here's another video in my DIY home decor apartment series. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made my accent home decor pillows to go with my new couch. So here are all the pieces I'm using for my pillows. I bought two 24 by 24 inch pillow forms from Fabricland. I'm using the couch cover fabric for the back side of the pillows, and I'm using the accent fabrics for the front. Now I also made another accent pillow, but you'll see that at the end. And I'm also using some of this crocheted lace that I bought in Rwanda a few years ago to add a little detail to these pillows. And the closure for them is just an invisible zipper. So first I'm taking the front side of my pillow, which is the accent fabric. I'm going to apply the lace to two sides of the pillow. So I'm kind of deciding which is going to be the top and the bottom, so that'll determine where I put my zipper, and the lace is going to go on the sides. So I'm cutting it the same length as the fabric and pinning it just in from my seam allowance, which is a 1/2 inch, so I can top stitch it and not catch it in my seam allowance when I sew the pillow pieces together. So it's just going to lie flat on that fabric facing towards the middle, just to give a little bit of detail because I didn't want it sticking out from the very edge of the pillow. I did previously serge the edges of all my pieces, so it was ready to go for this sewing portion. So I'm just top stitching the lace on the very edge, and then I also did another row of top stitching closer to the edge where it has the shaping to it, just to hold it down so it wasn't as floppy. Now for the invisible zipper portion of my pillow making. So I'm applying one side of the zipper with a 1/2 inch seam allowance to the bottom portion of the pillow, pinning it in place, and then sewing it. Now I did use a zipper foot for this, a skinny version. I did opt to use that over the invisible zipper foot just because it got a little thick where the lace was, and I wanted to kind of vary my thickness of where my stitch was so that I had extra space for that, and then I could sew closer to the zipper teeth when I was just sewing on the accent fabric. So after I sewed 1/2 of my zipper to the front side, which is the accent fabric, I sewed the other side to the back fabric, which was the thicker fabric that I used to cover my couch cushions with. Always make sure to test your zipper before you sew on the other side to make sure that you haven't caught the zipper teeth in your stitching. So here I'm showing you how the zipper is inserted, including both sides, and where the lace is attached underneath. Now this part is really important. You need to unzip your zipper a little bit to make sure that when you close off each end, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches or so, and then carry on around the rest of your sides. I used a 1/2 inch seam allowance for the rest. This makes sure that you can turn it right side out after. If you sew everything shut with your zipper closed, it's really hard to get that zipper open so that you can turn it right side out, so do make sure to do that. And here I'm just showing you that portion where I'm going to sew in a little bit on the edge to enclose that zipper all the way. is similar to sewing up, say, the center back seam of a skirt up to the bottom portion of the zipper to finish off the end. Once I got a little bit further down my sides, I switched over to a regular foot. I find it a lot easier to sew just a regular stitch line with my regular foot versus my zipper foot, but it is important to have that zipper foot on to finish off the ends of the invisible zipper. And usually when working with fabrics like this, or really any upholstery type thing, I usually always make sure to turn my flywheel so that my needle is down in the fabric before I manipulate it in any way to keep going. Now here I have finished sewing my pillowcase, and I am just folding in the edge of the seam allowance at each corner to turn it right side out so I can get a little sharper corner edge when it's turned right side out. This step is really important to get a nice corner turned out, especially when the fabric is so thick and I have the lace in there. It really helps to just give a nice look once turned right side out and then the pillow is inside. Going to test my zipper to make sure it works perfect on both sides, and it's ready to put my pillow form in. So as you can see, I've already placed my 24 by 24 pillow forms into my pillowcase. But now I'm going to show you guys the extra one I made. So this is a body pillow I had in my room that I wasn't really using anymore, and I had just enough of the accent fabric left, so I decided to make a cover for it. It's actually turned out perfectly as an added back support for the shape of this couch. And the way I did it was putting the fold and overlap in the center and kind of hiding it with the lace detailing, so that I didn't have to use a zipper or any type of extra closure. It's hidden with the lace and just gives a really pretty detailed look. And I also gave a little bit of a flap detailing on the back side of the pink, so if I wanted to turn it over, it had a little bit of a detail to it. And this body pillow was pretty flat when I put this on, and I have since added some extra quilt batting and things to puff it up a little bit. So here's the finished product of my home decor pillows added to my couch and couch cover. If you guys haven't seen my couch cover video, make sure to watch it so you can see how I made that. It turned out so well and really matches my style. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I hope you guys are having a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time, crafters. Bye!